Adrian, we're coming to the end of 2023. How's the year been for you and Quickslide?
It's been such an exciting year, a real moving year. We've brought on some. We've started. We've re-established ourselves with a VS market, and we're doing so many exciting things with that. We've installed and commissioned this phenomenal new machine, the new machining centre. People call it a cutting centre. Trust me, this machine does everything. It's phenomenal. Um, that itself brought some challenges because we had to rework the factories to not lose our production capacity while we were still making the deliveries and transisting everything in and commissioning the new machine that hasn't been built before. So this is a brand new machine introduced. So there was obviously we just got some teething problems with it and challenges, but we've worked through that. It's been so exciting to see how it all works. Lots of clients have been and suppliers, and I call them competitors, but they're not, the fellow industry companies, to see how it all operates. And it's helping take our industry to a new step change, because now I think other people are going to buy these machines and the whole industry is going to increase. So that's been good. Our marketing's been strong. Sandra and assistant Paige now have really got hold of that, and we're doing some really exciting, fun marketing stuff. And the company's just had a real good feel factor about everything. We've just enjoyed the year. People have moved well through the company. Some suppliers have worked well with us. Some clients have really grown with us, and we've just enjoyed it. Really, to cap off the year, it's been a good one.
Fantastic. And then with everything that's happening in with the market at the moment, I mean, there's companies disappearing. What's your thoughts on the marketplace at the moment?
Well, the industry itself is in a bit of a decline, but I think that's a false decline because it had a false inflation after the COVID. The whole building sector did. Um, so we're probably back to where we were pre-COVID levels, which some companies say they're down, but they're only down on what was sort of an inflated figure. My view is that um, people always need fenestration. They always need windows and doors. The new windows and doors in the market now are better than ever. They're more ecological, they're more secure, they're more aesthetic, better colours, better grains, better finishes. Um, so people, unless they're going to start building just brick houses or caves, they're going to need windows. So there's a world of opportunity there for window companies. Yeah, markets will go up and go down. I mean, the price of fruit goes up and down. The price of every commodity moves. But I mean, we're still there. The window companies are all still there. So I don't really see the issue. And if we're down a few percent, so be it. But I think Quickslide in general aren't planning on doing any less next year. I think we'll probably improve by maybe 5 or 6%, all in all.
Very interesting.
I've got a theory on this. If you're in a town that has 10 restaurants and there's each one have got 100 covers and there's 1,000 people want to eat, then however good or bad the restaurant is, each one's going to be full. Now, as soon as 900 people want to eat, those 10 restaurants won't each get 90 people. You'll find 9 of them will be full and the worst one will be empty. So that'll naturally fall off until people will go to where they want to go to. So as you get in business that the market demand starts to fall off, generally the companies that perform well will survive it. And the ones that aren't performing so well will either have to step up or they'll fall away. And it'll be its natural replenishing of how it all, how the flow sort of works. Not saying that we're exceptional, but we certainly strive to be at the top, and it keeps us sharp. So as long as we're performing well, and our on time in full's good, our products are good, we're competitive, I think we're going to be okay, and all businesses are.
I think, like you say, you have to have it all though. Like you say, you've got good marketing, but you have to deliver and honor what you say to customers. Otherwise, it's a pointless cycle, isn't it? And you're doing all of that at the moment.
Yeah, well, we when I first came into the industry, it seemed to be an excuse that the window market, things were late. Oh, machine broke down, vehicle broke down. Some lads haven't come in. And over the years, the industry has picked itself up to a new standard. I think that the fenestration industry is far and away the best performer out of the home improvement sector for many reasons. And what we did in particular, we didn't want an excuse because we knew, and I certainly do now by having a new house built for me, that the inconvenience of things not turning up on time is just colossal. Everyone's waiting there to fit it. The next trades are waiting to come in. So we firstly overstocked so that if a delivery didn't get to us on time, we still had the delivery. So we currently run at 50% overstock. An accountant would say we were badly run because we're not efficient in just in time. And we've got a 20,000 square foot warehouse full of stock on top of what we've got on site, just in case something goes wrong. We also have an extra couple of vehicles. If a vehicle breaks down, we'll just meet it with another vehicle and that'll join on. We've also got extra machines. So if some machines break down, they'll drop onto the machines. So on time in full, I think is so important. And you might save 10 or 20 pounds with a different supplier. But if that comes 2 days late, how much does it cost you for your fitters to be on site and they can't get the windows installed? And then the plasterers can't get in, and then the flooring company can't get in, and then the kitchen company can't get in. And it's not one trade that's been pushed 2 days, it's every consequent trade who have also got other jobs to do. So we, on time in full and to the quality necessary has been really important in our development. I forgot the question now. I just ran off on my little rant. But that's still a point that I think that the industry itself has lifted. And I think we all measure ourselves on time in full, and we all do it exceptionally well.
And going through building a house, you know exactly what consumers are going through.
Yeah.
And who did you use, or did you shop around?
Well, it was interestingly, I did look at alternatives because it's obviously not just the case that my product is the best product for everything, for everybody, for everywhere. But you've got to know your market. Now, in my particular case, I did use our products, and it wasn't just because it's convenient, but it sort of suited what I was doing. But I recently built an apartment block in York with aluminium windows that we manufacture, but didn't use us because we weren't the right product for that supply. We're not really a commercial operation. The sort of requirements for the build wasn't in line with what we did, so I used a competitor, and I will always do that. And interestingly enough, we get due to a very good marketing campaign, and I think because we sort of sit pretty strong in the market, we get over 300 trade partner applications a month currently.
Wow.
And we're accepting maybe 40 or 50 of those as a partner client. But what we're doing with each of the other applications is we're partnering them up as far as we can with somebody else that we think suits them better. So it's not the case that someone comes and says, "Oh, we'd like a trade partner. We'd like to be a trade partner. We're in Dorset and we want to use your bifold doors." We'll say it's really not that practical. You're going to buy maybe 2 bifold doors a month. You need after sales service. You need someone that's local for spare parts. You're going to need someone that can maybe jump quickly. Thanks for wanting to use us, but can we suggest you use one of these 2 or 3 companies that are better located, that are also fabricators of a similar system to us? Because us to supply them on a regular basis isn't efficient. It uses our resources, extra transport costs, and servicing the client. So it doesn't mean that we want to take every order for windows and doors in the country. We all need our own partners. We don't need you don't want to get the wrong partner because you have problems that you've got to come back to.
That makes sense. From a consumer point of view, especially at the minute, big names have gone, Safe Style. What do you think that's doing to consumer confidence?
This is really interesting, isn't it? Obviously, we've had a few big companies go that we know there's some big ones that nationally that are known. The likes of Safe Style that gets on the news, so the whole world. I mean, even my mother said, "Oh, Adrian, I'm worried about you. I've been talking to your Uncle Graham. Oh, how are you doing? You should never left the railway building railway coaches." I said, "Mum, it shut down 35 years ago. I had to leave." But I said, "We're doing fine." I said, "That's a retail business, and it's different to what we are. And they're under pressure because they have to get big numbers and they have to sell at quite high prices and they have to sell finance, and it's a different market. Um, companies naturally in every business start to roll over. A lot of retail companies cease trading, but retail itself moved on into different areas. I think we're seeing a bit more digital purchasing. I think we're seeing a lot more smarter purchasing from the consumer. And I like to think that the consumer are really starting to go back to their local reseller now in the high street. And most towns have got a window company, and they always have had, and it's owned by Dennis and his son Jack, and they've been there for 35 years, and they do a service. The guy that measures it installs it, and that's how it all works. We're seeing a lot more of people wanting to do that. The safe styles come in, they're quite faceless. A rep comes in that you'll never see again. They haven't got a showroom. You can't go back to them. I think companies like that are numbered. I mean, Everest have struggled as well, you know, in the past. And it's hard for the big boys to compete. But the market itself, I think, is stronger than ever. The G Awards, we went to 2 weekends ago. I think that the biggest supported it's ever been, and and the energy generated by the people in it there was fantastic. So I think the future's really strong.
Sounds good. And then on that note, what do you see for Quickslide next year?
Next next year is going to be absolutely mind blowing. We've got too much to cover for this interview, but we're doing some great work with some trade partners and with some suppliers. I'm leaving here now to go down south and see some suppliers about some great initiatives. We've got the new Indie door will be launched probably February, March after like 2 years of refinements. That's going to be exciting. We've got a lot of systems work we've done with Business Micros and our internal IT system to allow our trade partners to order online and also give their clients a virtual experience of what they're going to be buying and do a deal there and then and not have to wait for things. We've got transport initiatives with facilitating ways of allowing our clients to know within minutes of when the trucks are going to turn up and be there waiting for them, scanning on, scanning off. So we've got a wonderful scanning system that we've designed so that every item gets scanned on a truck and it gets scanned off, and when it all goes until it goes green, you haven't got your full load, which means we get everything delivered, all the parts, all the sills, all the hardware, ancillaries, and everything that's necessary, the glass. So that will accelerate delivery. We think it's not about the window and the profile, but if we can deliver in 2 minutes on a high street to a client, instead of it being 15 minutes of going and finding the owner and bringing him out and blowing the tail lift, if we can do that, like a McLaren pit stop, it helps the high street, it helps the ecology, And we're trying to bundle deliveries together to reduce our carbon footprint, using more recycled materials. There's lots of initiatives far beyond how does the window look, and we've got some good window initiatives as well. But there's a lot outside that. People development, exciting year. I mean, and we're looking for a new premises. Within I want to be moved in within probably 3 years. A really state-of-the-art factory come offices, feel-good place that's built ecologically. The challenges around Calderdale, the topography does not lend itself to a 120,000 square foot factory. And I want to stay around here because we've got 300 staff, the born and bred Quickslide, the families are Quickslide, and we love the community. So we've got some ideas, but that's the next plan. New factory, new setup, some new products. It's all good. It's exciting times.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to get in? Otherwise, I think that came out naturally.
About no, I think the company, uh, the values of the company remain strong. We get to a point of being a platform for our staff to be as good as they can be, and we've got a duty. We've got a duty to our staff to become exceptional, to become better than they can probably be. Some people need a bit of a nudge. You know, we've got some clients that need a bit of a nudge, trade partners, because we don't want to go there and say, "Can we sell you our windows?" We want to go there and say, "We want to help develop your business into being something bigger than it is. We think we can help you be bigger than you are with support." I don't like this process of let's drop 10% and steal someone's customer and do this and do that. That's making the market smaller. It's putting price pressures on all of us, on the systems companies, and if we drop prices. Our 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 products in the industry are great value for money. Compare it to kitchens and bedrooms. It's a bit of chipboard with a handle on it that charge thousands for. It's great value. We needn't discount it. We need to. We put 80% of our marketing costs goes into supporting our clients to be better as clients, and that's what we want. And if they become bigger and better, then organically, so do we. So that's the plan. Rather than stealing Fred's customers by giving them a better price, we'd rather help Frank become bigger and better, and then we all benefit from it. You know, including the fitters, including the clients that client in Lincoln or Southend or Bristol or wherever it is, they can help getting more products into their market by good support from us. So it doesn't just product supply; it's a bit of mentoring in some cases, and 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 saying to some, you know, grabbing customers, not being afraid to say, you can do so much better than you're doing. You know, now let's have a concerted push between us, and let's get you to a level that you deserve to be at. You know, rather than just knocking the door saying, "Oh, I can supply your windows at 10% cheaper than they can. If you'd like to give us a chance." That doesn't do anyone any good. So that's our philosophy.
Well, that is yeah, next level stuff. I think anyone that's in business never says no to support and a helping hand. It's a lonely place.
Sometimes they don't know how good they can be, and they need that nudge for someone to give them some applause and some support. And like I say, and getting, you know, we offload quite a few clients every year as well, because we'll start our relationship isn't maybe quite right, so we've got a bit of a duty to move them on to a different supplier, and we'll take on another client. And if we all just look after the clients that we're best to look after, and don't try and keep stealing from everybody else, then the whole market works really well. We become efficient, don't we? You know, that's just logic, I think, in business. And we haven't got a big turnover of staff. We haven't got a big turnover of customers. We haven't got a big turnover of suppliers. So we haven't got all that hassle of getting new suppliers in all the time and getting different locks and systems and profiles. So we just consistently evolve with our partner companies.
Is that something that's just happened over time because you've been long established now and you know what you're doing and you've honed in all these spots compared to a newer company that's probably not found their footing really? And
Yeah, I think when I started off in business 35, 40 years ago, every and I got in. I wasn't a business person. I was a cabinet maker at the carriage works, and it shut down. So I started cleaning. I was cleaning floors and cutting grass, cleaning cars, painting fences, anything to earn some money. Until I slowly morphed into manufacturing things, and then apparently became a businessman. I've never thought of myself as a businessman. I think of myself as a manufacturer. But you learn all the time. And when you start off, you try to get an order. And someone says, "I'd like to buy your products." So you want to sell to them. After a while, you start to realize that you're driving too far, or you're not the right partner company for them. And maybe we're blessed with choice to some degree. But because we're privately owned, we don't have shareholders driving down our throats for profits. And when they want more and more and more profits, things start to fracture. You know, staff leave, you put too much pressure on your staff, too much pressure on your suppliers. Relationships break, you're looking for a cheaper supplier, you change supply for 2 or 3% because your bottom line changes, but then your supply routes have changed and your relationships are broken. So over time, we've tried to build, you're always going to get some suppliers, some staff, some customers that are not quite right in a period. But over a few months, you find that out, and then you can move it on, and then you end up in you get more and more comfortable. You're not thinking every day, oh, my staff going to leave? Are they going to get a better job? You can invest in your staff because you pretty much know that they're going to build their career through the company, as long as you can provide them that opportunity. And the same thing with a supplier or a client. Why should a client leave us if we deliver on time in full all the time, bring them new products, exciting products, and competitively priced? So as long as we do that, we don't really need to go and look for too much more, because they're going to be stable in what they do. Because if we supply to them on time, they're going to deliver on time to their end user clients, who are going to give them a good reference. So they're going to get the next door neighbour's job, who's then going to come back to us as well. So as long as we do our little bit right, the whole mechanics works in the system.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's the philosophy. And it takes a while for it to work in. And it isn't perfect. It never will be. But we just keep trying to refine it so it gets closer to being a smooth running machine. That's the plan. We've got some big investments next year as well. I mean, that's we've got some more machines that we're refining, which is so exciting. It'll help on repeatable quality. You know, this isn't to take staff down. I mean, we're recruiting all the time. This is to just have a repeatable quality, so that we've got something that's more consistent and more ecological. So, yeah, lots of good stuff coming through.
Fantastic. Adrian, thank you very much for your time today. All the best, and I'll catch up with you next year.